Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about what type of witness was Brigadier Bongani Gininda on the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. That's what we are looking into. But let me tell you one thing, brace yourself. This is not polite analysis. This is forensic demolition, and I don't care. And I don't care, guys. And I don't care. And at this point, whatever, man. Let's get into this business of the day. So the short answer to that question of Brigadier, what type of witness was Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda? The short answer, no diplomacy at all. No diplomacy. Brigadier Gininda was not a witness of fact. He was not an expert witness. He was not a neutral investigator. He was a contaminated conductor witness, a man who manufactured a narrative, infected other witnesses with it, and then testified as if he merely discovered it. Discovered it. That is the worst type of witness a criminal court can ever encounter. Number one, he was not a fact witness. Let's start there. A fact witness testifies to what they personally saw, heard, or did. Gininda did none of that in a clean way. He was not present at the crime scene in 2014. He did not observe the shooting. He did not independently discover key evidence. Instead, he repeated what others told him. He stitched together statements obtained years later. He narrated a theory, not facts. That makes him a hearsay amplifier, not a fact witness. When I say he's not a fact witness, check that out. Point number two, he was not an expert witness whatsoever. Not an expert. Expert witnesses explain technical disciplines, ballistics, forensic pathology. And Gininda, before we get into actually, you see Uguti, he was not an expert witness by him saying 2%. 2%, 2%, guys. He embarrassed himself from 2023 to 2025, talking about how 2% is equivalent to presence of your DNA somewhere. If they say there is 2% of your DNA, according to Gininda, you are a mother or a father of that child. The way he was understanding it. I don't know whether wayezenzisa or actor nje just to move with the theory that he was trying, narrative that he was trying to feed us. Well, so he was not an expert witness. La 2% alone, like me also, he was not even a language expert because way akasiqaba zanga isingesi akasiqaba ndisiqaba zukufa mina qala hey kodwa usiqaba ze with confidence uguy ubiza amagama with confidence ocorroborate hey kwakunzima pha no verbatim no verbatim no verbatim hey kwakunzima pha bekunzima anyway. So umbona apho ke sani ba muguy awuyo expert of anything. Now let's get into the business. Gininda did not conduct ballistic analysis because he's not a ballistic analyst or anything when it comes to that. Gininda did not produce forensic reconstructions. That's not his terrain, okay? Did not testify within a scientific methodology because up. Yet he drew conclusions, asserted probabilities, claimed credibility assessments. That is legal opinion evidence, masquerading as expertise. That was Gininda for you. Akayiyo i-expert. Noyolphina uhlobo. Neyepolisa nakakade. Kodwa Aishem, he tried. Okwesithathu, number 3. What he actually was, a narrative engineer. That's what he was. He was busy engineering there. Gininda performed 3 forbidden roles at once. A, investigator. He decided who was guilty first. B, curator. He selected evidence that supported that decision. C, storyteller. He testified as though the story was objectively discovered. This is known in law as outcome-driven investigation. Courts hate this. That time umuntu is busy saying to us he's a student of a law degree. Kodwa he did those things, okay. Number 4, the most damning role. Yay, okay. Witness contaminator. Gininda did not merely collect evidence, he spread it. Pattern, witness A tells version X. Gininda interviews witness B after exposure to witness X. Witness B suddenly remembers X. Gininda then claims corroboration. That is not corroboration. That is cross-pollination of lies. He turned independent witnesses into echo chambers, and it backfired because even if Ujadrata does whatever with this case, appeal courts are not going to agree with him. He turned independent witnesses into echo chambers. Point number 5, his testimony style gives him away. Must join nje pa. Observe the red flags. Nazi. Long speeches instead of precise answers. Defensive explanations when challenged. I can't recall when accountability looms. That's what he did. And absolute confidence without primary proof. Woo! Jehovah. Hey, izinto esizisafarishileyo simamelela ndoda ithetha gqithi. This is classic advocate's testimony, not evidence. He testified like a prosecutor, not a policeman. A closing argument, not a witness. That's what he did there. Point number 6, constitutional failure. He failed dismally, Kesan. Gininda violated the golden rule of criminal justice. Investigate first, conclude last. He did the opposite, Kesan. Conclude first, investigate backwards. That triggers unfair trial, risky evidence exclusion, appeal vulnerability. In constitutional terms, his evidence is toxic fruit. Ugininda. Noba uyathanda, noba akathandi, kodwa ke that is exactly what he did. And in conclusion, Brigadier Gininda was not a fact witness, not an expert, not independent. He was biased from the outset. Outcome-driven, narrative-enforcing conductor of contaminated evidence. A witness like that does not strengthen a case, he collapses it. And that is exactly what he did in the Senzo Meyiwa case. Someone please tell him, bro, you failed. You failed dismally. You did not do any justice. Everything that you did, your entire evidence is useless. Someone tell him that. Udinga umuntu ozomtshela athi ayikho nje lento obuyoyenza wena apha kula court. Waste nje state resources ungasincedanga ngayo neyi-1 into. Ayikho nje into yenzileyo. Ayikho i-defense nje inida nje uku-applya very fast ukuthi yonke nje into yakhe hayi everything that Gininda presented there is impermissible hybrid. As he was an impermissible hybrid witness, kahle kahle. An impermissible hybrid witness is one who investigates the matter, 2 curates and influence the evidence and witnesses, 3 forms conclusions and opinions on guilt and credibility, and 4 testifies as if presenting neutral fact without qualifying an expert or confining evidence to personal observation. And South African criminal law does not recognize such a witness category. And Gininda is that kind of a witness. Gininda was an investigator, an advocate, a witness, and Gininda determined the theory of guilt before gathering confirmation evidence. He directed investigative steps to fit that theory, then testified as if he merely discovered those facts. That is not investigation. That is retrospective justification. That is exactly what he did with the case. Whether people want to believe it or not, but those are the facts. And that is why his testimony fails every admissibility gate. Let's look at those admissibility gates. Not effect witness, because we already dealt with that. Ugininda just recounted what other witnesses told him, explained why they were credible, explained how their versions fit together, and forced them to fit together. That is what he did. That is what he did, and that constitutes to hearsay-driven narrative testimony, not fact evidence. He did not care. He brought that nonsense in court. He brought that. Ugininda gave opinions on probabilities, consistency, and truthfulness, assessed witness credibility himself, offered inferential conclusions about events he never observed. That is why Yenanomnisi, they clashed a lot, because his inferences that he kept on drawing were nonsensical. And that alone, it dealt with credibility assessment. In fact, credibility assessment is the sole province of the court. And he just decided Ugininda is going to play around that. He decided that he's going to play around that. And everything that he did, the outcome that he wanted outcome-driven evidence. In fact, he dealt with outcome-driven evidence synthesis. Gininda did not testify in discrete evidentiary units. He presented a single seamless story. This is vital. Courts require atomized evidence, independently tested witnesses, corroboration without cross-exposure. Once you go to cross-examination and now we are xhaka, out ngawe. But Ugininda instead, he interviewed witnesses after yonke into say out in the open and expected ukuthi kukholelwe yonke into ayenzile. He fed back information between witnesses and claimed they are corroborating each other. You guys, that guy will exhaust me. He exhausted the hell out of me. In fact, it was not just me. A lot of people were tired of Gininda. A lot of people. What are your thoughts when it comes to him and everything that he did in that courtroom? Let's talk about that in the comment section. I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.